Hello everyone, we're group 16, and while we're here, I'm going to demonstrate how our client interface works. Technically, you could access our web application through any browsers that you would like to use using the Unimap VPN. But for my case, I will be using the Chrome browser for our demonstration. To navigate to the web application, we could just simply type in the IP address and the port number. Right here, it's just taking its time to load up the charts. And yeah, here we go. So the first thing we see here in the middle is the map of Australia, which shows 5 scalar points of 5 major cities in Australia. And they will be our focus of analysis for the rest of the assignment. Our analytical charts could be separated into two separate categories. One is with animations here, and the other one is without animations as seen right here, static charts. To begin with, we have incorporated this timeline feature right here, the animation from 2018 to 2021, which is a very powerful tool for us to visualize the data from 2018 to 2021, as well as the gradual change in total tweets along the years. If we desire the certain data from certain timeline, we could just pause, and then we could do analytics here and observe, which is quite powerful. And we have incorporated this bar chart right here for better comparisons, as it sorts the total tweets according to the number. So the first one will show the city with the most tweets right here, which corresponds to the scattered plot on the map. As we can see, the larger circles right here represents a larger number of total tweets. And the next one we're going to talk about is this time distribution chart right here. It's represented by a line graph because it shows the distribution from 12 a.m. in the morning towards 11 p.m. at night. And we've also got a marker right here for the morning peak and the evening peak, which can give us some interesting insights into why people tweet at this time and why people tweet at this time during the peaks. If we want to observe a certain area right here in the graph, we could just zoom in into this specific area here, and there you go. We could just draw conclusions and make more intricate comparisons with closer data points. And if they are no longer needed, we could just return and reset the graph. We could also do it via this slider bar right here, and we could drag it along. Yeah. So the next thing here is the language distribution. We represent the distribution of a city using a pie chart. We've excluded the English language from the distribution because it's mostly it's diminishing other languages because the majority is in English. So we're only focusing on the languages which bring changes to cities. In this way, we could observe which language holds a higher percentage in certain cities. And as we hover our mouse over this pie chart right here, it shows us emphasis, highlighting the specific language that we're interested in, which gives us a more powerful visual impact for us to identify specific languages that we're interested in. And the labels represented by percentage, as we can see here, while the tooltip represents the number of the language. Next thing we're going to talk about is the sentiment analysis that we've done here. We use a stack line chart to view our sentiments for 5 different cities from 2018 to 2021. The reason stack line chart is used because we can do a side-by-side comparison for each cities right here. So the page is just refreshing itself every 5 minutes to prevent any crashes or internal errors happening. Okay, so continuing from my previous point, when we draw over the mouse here, it shows us a tooltip. When we want to get a more intricate observation, a more numerical observation between 5 cities, we could just draw here and draw over here. It triggers by the axis. Last thing we're going to talk about is the hashtags for 5 different cities here. So it shows top 30 hashtags for each city, and it's just refreshing itself every 10 seconds, so that whenever there's a new analysis result coming in, it will show up here. But if there isn't any, it will just remain the same. Then if we're gonna focus on, let's say, Brisbane, we'll just click on Brisbane and we will show Brisbane's top hashtags. And if we're interested in the year, then we could click on 2019 and it will show us the data from 2019. And correspondingly, if we're interested in 2020 and 2021, we could just click on 2021 and it will show us the data from 2021. And for the timeline chart here, if we're interested in a specific year, then we could just pause on the timeline and then do more intricate observations here. I think that's all for my demonstration, and thank you everyone.